Hey guys, it's Tommy CM and welcome back to my channel. In this video we'll be looking at what is available in the new World's Fair DLC that's been made available for Planet Coaster Console Edition. Now obviously I've already released the vintage one, so if you haven't seen that already, please feel free to go and check that one out. In this one I'll be looking at all the blueprints and rides that have been made available in the World's Fair DLC. We obviously won't be looking at all the individual bits of scenery, just like I did with the vintage one. You know, if you do want to go and look at this, you can do. You can sort of filter by the DLC type, and you can see what is made available here. There is scenery blueprints like this, sort of just building scenery. The blueprints I've put down in the park at the minute are just the facilities and rides. Yes, you know, as you can see, there's quite a lot available here. Again, on the scenery, there is so much available with the World's Fair pack that I mean, I don't need to spend time going through every little individual bit of scenery. I'm sure you guys can have a look at that. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you the blueprints that have been made available. Again, similar to the vintage pack, I believe there's quite a good number of these that are exclusive to console, so they're not available on the PC version. So yeah, I'm sure people on PC might be of interest to you to see what's been released. But yeah, I think we'll just take a look here. So we'll start off. We've got a selection here of different ATMs. So you've either got just a basic one with a bit of a skull on it, or go all the way up and get these sort of fully designed ones. So you know, even something just as simple as an ATM, you know, can look really good if it's blended in like this one here. That's probably my favourite one of the lot. On the other side here, we've obviously got a Chinese style building, especially with the roof there. That roof type is definitely, you know, is definitely one that is a really nice style to put into the game, and opens up a lot more design, and you know, and options to create is on the console version. We've got this guy just jump back into his store here. So yeah, let's go through this Burrito Bonanza. I believe Planet Coaster put this on their Instagram page yesterday, and showing off what was, you know, it's sort of like a teaser as to what was to come. So I think this one is one of the exclusives to console. It's a really nice looking building, to be fair, if you're building a sort of like a Mexican or Spanish style building, I suppose. Just go down here, you've got noodles, you've got gelato, so again, China, Italy. You've got an American staff only building. You can, you know, instantly you can see with the buildings what country they're trying to represent. And yeah, I'm really, you know, really pleased with all these blueprints. I'll be honest, I've not put many blueprints, if any, in any of my parks at the moment. But I will probably have a browse of these, even if it's just to sort of pick up a bit of, you know, a bit of kind of imagination or a few ideas to not necessarily copy, because there's no point in copying. You might as well just use the blueprint, but just to sort of like inspiration to, you know, try and replicate, or just use the same sort of style and change it a little bit. Obviously we've got these toilet buildings here. I mean, for one toilet, this is a very tall building, but you know, if it blends in with your park, then it blends in with your park. Excuse the mess on the path. I've just built this and I've not put any janitors in, so yeah, just ignore that. Down here we've got a staff room here, I think. Yep, so that's a nice little staff building that's hidden inside that hut. Another staff building there. Again, more shops, bright pink toilets. It's very fancy. Again, all of these buildings really well designed. You know, you can see all these different options that you've got with building, you know, building these. And if you're like me and you're doing a sort of World's Fair style park, which I am in the middle of at the minute, so I will have to go back and retheme other areas. Then yeah, it's certainly you know, certainly a really good DLC to get. I believe you can get both of them for $9.99, which is what I purchased today. So yeah, you got this Bratwurst there. So you got the German style park. You've got these Chinese style buildings again with the Chinese food. And you got Gulpy soda attached on the side here. So these are starting to get to some of the bigger buildings where they're incorporating more than one building at the same time. You can get these buildings that have got sort of like dumpsters out the back to make it look quite realistic, because obviously out the back of a normal restaurant you would have bins and etc. So if you are going for that realism effect, that's definitely one option you can you can look at. So we'll keep going on here. Professor Wurst, the German one. And here another Chinese style one. I do like this. I do like this little building here. I think this looks really nice. And it is just housing a gulpy soda here, but it's a lovely little sort of walk-through area. Especially the Chinese lights there. I think that looks like a really nice style. Within the World's Fair pack, you get 2 different types of ride added. You get this sort of transport ride here. I've just kind of built a loop just to show you what it's like. It's a little bit like the People Mover. If you've ever been to Magic Kingdom in Orlando, it's a little bit like the People Mover. You just sort of sit there and it's like a tour sort of ride. Doesn't necessarily have to go up. I was just building a circuit just to show you what it can do. But if you're sort of having people do a tour of an area and you want to make sort of like a dark ride where you can stop and start and etc. and have bits of scenery interacting, this ride works really well. We'll come back to the coaster at the end and we'll take a POV on it. So we'll carry on. We've got an American diner here with these cars, which I think looks really nice. Nice little drive-through area there, and that's a full-on restaurant in there. As I say, some of these buildings now are getting rather big down this end. As you can see, I didn't have enough room to do it on that straight, so I had to carry on. So we'll keep going down here. So we've got different restaurants, we've got different hotels down here. That's just a toilet block and an ATM. Again, the building looks really nice. If you're going for a lot of different buildings, certainly a blueprint you could look at. Down here, what's this a queue for? That's a queue for a restaurant in there, is it? Let's have a look. Yeah, restaurant. So they're queuing to get into that one. Some nice, and you can see the different. You can see the complete different style of buildings there. So, for example, just sort of these 4 along this back row here, you can instantly see the different types of countries that they're representing, and they look so authentic. And I imagine if you are doing a separate park or separate area for your park for different countries, it will really make such a difference to have these buildings in. Obviously on PC they've had it for a couple of years. A little Chinese dragon there. They've had it for a couple of years on PC, but for us on console, we've had the game for a couple of months now, but not necessarily had the chance to use these sorts of scenery. So it'll be a nice little addition if you do get the DLC. Massive American diner there with a little car park at the side, which I think looks really nice. We'll go on the final stretch now. So we've got a bit of a Spanish or Mexican building there. Again, these are tending to be sort of like hotels and restaurants now down here. I think that's a hotel there. So if you do want to put a hotel in your park, it doesn't have to be anything massive. But so I mean, some of these buildings, I'll zoom out a bit so you can see them. Some of them, do look really nice. Really nice styles. And if you can replicate something like this when you're building scenery and theming, then you're definitely onto a winner, and it will always look really good. I mean, let's have a quick look inside. And that's what it looks like inside. Doesn't have to look at. You don't have to spend any time making things inside look really fancy. As long as it looks good on the outside like that, that's all you're ever going to see. So and then you got this sort of grand hotel at the end as the last blueprint. So we'll go and have a look at this coaster. Now there is, if you go on the coaster section for the World's Fair DLC, if I just filter it to that, so you get 2 rides, both motorbike coasters. A bit like Hagrid's coaster at Universal Orlando. One of them is a police motorbike, one of them is a standard motorbike. Both a launch coaster. So we will hop on and have a go on this ride. So let's see what it's like. So there you go. That's the blueprint coaster that you get. It is called Interceptor, I believe. No, well, I mean it's called Interceptor, but that's because it's not actually been named. And Jinx. So you've got one police and one normal, and you know the theme of this is obviously the blue police bikes are chasing the red ones, and that's why the red starts early, but then they both get back in at the same time. So yeah, if you do want to put something like that in, obviously there's no station theme in here, so you could build on that. But really good little dueling coasters they are. So yeah, that is the World's Fair DLC. As I say, a lot of different items in there, a lot of options, and yeah, go wild and have fun with it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.